Welcome back, everybody. Borrowed Miss Natalie's Yukon this morning. Old Dodge is about out of diesel. We're gonna run down to a buddy of mine's shop here south of town that tunes and builds, modifies motocross engines. He's even got a engine dyno for them. Spoke with him last night, and he doesn't have one that he can put on the dyno to show us how that works. But the person I'm talking about is Brian Hendricks. Been knowing Brian for almost 30 years or better, and he invited us down to tour his shop, see what all he does. The name of his shop is WTT Performance. His son Hobie races motocross. They travel around all over the place doing that, and he invited us down for a tour. So it's kind of a little bit out of what we normally do, but thought it would be interesting and some of you might enjoy it. Stick around. We'll turn the camera back on when we get down there. Well, we're out here at Brian Hendricks' house, and if I get him to turn that camera around and look, you can see the motocross track that he's built out here so that he can test the bikes that he builds the engines for. And like I said, his son Hobie is very competitive, goes to the big races all over the place with these engines that Brian's building, and Brian builds engines for folks all over the country. And gonna go in here and see what he's got going. Once again, the name of his shop is WTT Performance. Let's see if he's at home. I'm not. We done messed around and caught him working.
How y'all doing?
All right. Everybody, Brian Hendricks. Me and Brian known each other for way over 30 years.
Well over 30 years.
I kept doing hot rods, and he graduated into RC planes and then into motocross after his son started showing interest in motocross. And now he's got big off deep into building these little engines, and I'll have to let him tell you what engines they are. Again, you said they were Cobra, what?
Yeah, we build everything, any kind of two-stroke. We don't mess with any four-strokes or anything, just the two-stroke stuff. 50cc all the way up to 500cc.
Oh, wow.
Two-stroke, so.
That's a big two-stroke.
It is. We've got a Cobra 50 over there on the dyno, and I've got a KX 500 over here that we're building. I'm waiting on some parts to come back for them. So.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
I don't think I'd even want to get straddle of a 500cc two-stroke.
I don't have a boot big enough to kick.
Oh me, what a lot of the stuff you do is stock class.
Yep, there's two classes. Especially for the mini bikes, we've got what the AMA designates a limited class, which was a stock non-modified. So we've got those, and we massage those and try to squeeze a little bit of horsepower out of them. That's the hardest to get gains out of. And then we've got from the 65cc and up, they have a modified class, and a lot of low-hanging fruit on there, so we can usually get some good power out of those. So.
Is it, do any of them run special gasoline, or is it?
Yeah, a lot of folks like us, we run pump gas in ours. When we race, we do run some BP fuel. Mm-hmm. It's nothing, no really hot jet fuel kind of stuff or anything, but there are many different types of fuels for them. There's some fuel that you'll have to mix the oil yourself, and there are some that come pre-mixed at different ratios. BP makes probably hundreds of different blends, but they do have their own line of just motorcycle fuel. So they have their own line of two-stroke fuels for small, all the way up to big.
You mix your own. You said you run pump gas, so you mix.
So
your own.
I do when I run pump gas for practicing out here. On a race bike, we run a pre-mixed. BP's T2 is what that's called. It comes pre-mixed at 41.
Has it got a particular two-cycle oil that mixes with it, or is it BP's own?
It's BP's fuel. It's a synthetic ester-based oil, just like what I recommend to anybody. Whatever people ask me, what oil do you recommend? Any ester-based, 100% synthetic.
Okay. You was talking about some of the modifications, and you showed me a cylinder a while ago that you was doing some port work on. Maybe he can zoom in.
Got half of it here. These are the fuel transfer ports. We're cleaning these up and changing the angle of the dangle right in here to help change the torque curve on it. So we're building that special for a little polish exhaust and stuff.
Brian was explaining that he can tune by porting and the way he sets it up, whether it's got power down low, power in the middle, or power up high. And that's what he was explaining a while ago, by changing the angle of how the fuel goes into the cylinder. And you change timing and stuff like that to put the power where you want it.
And every kid needs a different. You know, kids have different riding styles. Some of them rev the bike, some of them love the bike. So we a lot of times we know the customer, or we can talk to the parents or whatever if it's a kid, and or talk to their coach. You know, a lot of these motocross kids have got a riding coach, and the coach can tell me, you know, build him a mid-range motor. He really runs it around the mid, you know. So we can fine tune it for their application. So, and that's the beauty of the two-stroke. So.
Yeah, because you can tune it to where you get the most out of it, where they need it.
That's right. And different tracks, you know, if they just run this one particular track, and there's a lot of kids that don't race but one track.
Yeah.
You know, I can fix them a motor to run that track. Other kids, they run all over the country, and so
they may have 2 or 3 motors built for different tracks.
Or different pipes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they change the cross pipe.
Brian's got a dyno over here that is specifically for these little engines. He just got through running one and got it all cleaned out, ready for shipment now. But we'll come back another time and let him run the dyno, show us how it all works, show the torque curves and all that kind of good stuff.
I won't give out my secrets, though.
No.
Can't give you my output. Everybody wants to know how much horsepower are you getting out of it. I'll never tell.
Got to keep that a secret.
Got to keep that a secret.
But he's building these engines for classes that, if it just dominates, then it's a possibility that they could tear it down to make sure that he was not cheating. So he's going to do everything that he can to stay within the rules and try to make the most power at the same time. Just like it is in any dirt trackers do the same thing. And I guess drag racing is really the only one that run what you brung.
Right.
But
well, so the thing is with building a motor that's not legal is a lot of times the most classes that have the most rules are for the little kids.
Right.
The little kid's not calling me telling me which motor to build. The dad is. So if I was to build an illegal motor and put it on this kid's bike, and he goes and wins and then gets DQ'd, how's he going to feel?
That's right.
That's not fair to him.
That's right.
So I don't build illegal motors.
Yeah. I don't blame you a bit.
Because nothing would break my heart than to see a kid's heart broken.
That's right. Yeah, it's not all about that.
Right. That's right.
When we got out of the truck out there a while ago, I think Greg panned out across the field out there, and That's how serious he is about this. He's built his own motocross track back here to where his son can practice, and they can run the engines in and make sure they're doing what they're supposed to. And if Greg, if you'll step back out there and kind of look up here, you can tell how serious they are about it with all the different plaques and trophies and stuff that's on the wall. But he's got it going on. He's building, where'd you say that when it's on the dyno going?
That was going to New York.
Yeah, I mean, little old South Arkansas boy, he's shipping one to New York. He's doing something right, or he wouldn't have people calling him all over the place. Brian, we appreciate you visiting with us.
Thanks for coming by.
And we're gonna get back out and watch Hobie do some of this. Maybe you'll have an engine that we can watch run on the dyno, or
Well, they're showing up every day.
yep. But we're gonna cut it short. Appreciate you staying around and watching it till the end. We'll catch you on the next one. Thanks, guys, for hanging around till the end. Remember, give us a like and a subscribe. Send us a comment or two. We'll get back down here at a later date. Hobie is recovering from a broken arm. Not to mention the weather's down in the 20s. A little bit cool for riding motocross right now. We'll be back. Thanks again, guys, for watching.